Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time stumbling on one of my videos, I would just like to take a moment to say thank you so much for being here. In today's video, I am doing a little bit of a baby light, teasy light, balayage transformation. Kenzie is my client in this video. I met her maybe 6 months back, 7 months back. This is my third time doing her hair. She came to me with probably a level 2 or 3 Sally's color all over. So almost black, not quite, thankfully not like one end. So it's taken some time to really break through. I started with just doing balayage. This time we are incorporating some of those baby lights. You will see in her hair I'm working with a little bit of that new growth since she's done the Sally color. There's a little bit of a dark band breaking through that, and then the balayage ends. We are definitely making progress. I'm very happy with how her hair turned out in this video. I do want to know, in this video I did hire somebody to film it and somebody to edit it. So if you guys like this, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments and I will keep these coming for you. My life got busy this summer. I haven't been producing as much content and I realized I just need to outsource a little bit of help to get it done. So if you guys like it, let me know. I hope you enjoy it. If you are not already subscribed, I would love to have you. Click that red button down below, click the notification bell, and all my other social medias will be down there if you want to connect. If you want to see how we got this beautiful transformation, then just keep watching. Okay guys, so here is Kenzie's before. You can see she's really dark up at the root. Like I said, we did a couple rounds of balayage before. She's got a little bit of gold throughout her mids and ends, and we're basically just trying to brighten her up a bit and bring that lightness up a little bit closer to her scalp. So I am mixing Winn lightener, the traditional lightener, brilliant lightener, with 30 volume. I add a little bit of 40 at the end, you can see right there. So it's basically like 35 volume, mostly 30 volume, a little boost of 40. And then I add my Olaplex. I did a 1/16 of an ounce since I did 1 scoop of lightener. I like to do a mohawk section here and get a little tangled. Sorry, Kenzie. Do a mohawk section here and clip that off. I like to work from the hairline back, and I base my mohawk section off of where her part is. You can see I take a pretty fine weave. In these pieces I am getting very close to the scalp because this is her money piece and I want it to go all the way up to the scalp. Kind of just feather that lightener down, being careful not to oversaturate her already lightened ends. Fold that up, lock it in, and then get it nice and out of her face. The further I get away from her face, the more I leave in between each section. And then you can see even here, I'm not bringing it quite up as close to her scalp. I'm kind of just feathering it a little bit, leaving a teeny tiny bit of roots. And you will see as I work my way back, I just leave more and more. I do this intentionally because this mimics what the sun would do. We kind of work in like a teardrop shape if you were to put like a teardrop over the top of her head. So really close up around her hairline, and then around the crown, it drops a little bit deeper. I think clients like to have the most brightness around their face. It just gives them some oomph when they look in the mirror every day. They're nice and bright. So you can see here, to get even more root, I tease a little bit first. This is what we call a teasy light. And I apply the lightener kind of far down, and then you can see how I turn my brush the other way and kind of flick it up. That gives me a nice blended look, and also the teasing helps blend that as well. Then I just work my way back on this mohawk section, doing teasy lights all the way back. Okay, and then on the sides, you can see I switched to a more traditional balayage rather than highlights. I take anywhere from 1.5 to 2 inch sections. When they're thicker sections, I do like to kind of split them in half or skim off the top and drop the rest. That gives me a little bit more dimension, and it leaves some of those older pieces out so we don't get way too ombre looking. I like to have a little bit of depth still on the bottom. I just give each section a nice tease and then paint where I want to see brightness. So from the last 2 times I've painted, if there's kind of a low that's really dark right there, then I bring the lightener up there. I am being gentle not to overlap the lightener on top of the super blonde pieces just because I don't want to cause any unnecessary damage. I always flip each section over and check the bottom just to make sure I have a nice smooth blend and no weird like spots seeping through. This is why I do like a Jack Winn color. I didn't mention when I switch to painting, I do also then add a scoop of Jack Winn clay into my lightener with some more 40 volume and mix that up until I have a really good painting consistency. I will put a link in my bio to purchase Jack Winn lightener, because once you guys try it, you are going to fall madly in love. There's nothing like it. It paints like butter. It is so smooth, and I am obsessed with it. The camera angle switches right here, and you can see more exactly what I'm doing. If you guys want a more in detailed description of exactly how I balayage, I will link a video right here that breaks that down a little bit better. But here you can see anywhere there's those lows, I don't overlap over those really bright pieces, but anywhere there's kind of those lows that I want to bring up, I do work kind of in more of a V shape, but I really just decide with each section where the lightener needs to be placed, and I paint accordingly. I do work in bricklay sections all the way up the back of the head, as I find that just gives me a nice blend. Nothing gets too stripy or too blocky. I think bricklaying helps break up the highlights a little bit. I always like to run my finger over the sections after I'm done painting to just kind of smooth out any bumps or clumps or anything, and that just gives me a nice soft blend. Here is a quick little clip after I pulled all those foils about what level she got to with the lightener on. You can see, and of course I pulled all those baby lights so it looks a little crazy on top. Her toner formula is a big one. I did 06GI, 08V, 09P, 09NB, 08T, and 09V. It's just a nice neutral. I've got some of the cool, some of the warmth. I didn't want her to look too brassy or anything, but I did still want to keep a little bit of that warmth because she does have such a dark base still. I think it's just a nice, pretty honey blonde color. Again, I formulate toners based on how my client lifts. If you put this toner on somebody with like level 11 hair, it would be very different. So always take your pre-existing tones into consideration when you're making a toner. I like to make sure I get this toner fully evenly distributed. Since I do all that teasing, I like to kind of stick the nozzle of that toner bottle into that teasing and almost like inject the toner into there, because if you just do it on top, sometimes it won't seep all the way through all that bulk from the teasing and stuff and get it fully evenly distributed. Sometimes I have my clients sit up and get the back of their neck really good if I can't reach it. Just make sure you really evenly apply this toner. This sat for about 7 to 10 minutes, and then you can see this is the color we were left with when I kind of wiped the toner off, and I am happy with this. So I give it a nice gentle rinse. I don't totally like make sure I get all of it out, and then I overlap that Olaplex right on top of it. I am not shy with this Olaplex. I feel like this helps me brush the teasing out later, so I really put a ton. I let that process for 10 minutes and then shampoo and condition it out. I bring Kenzie back to my chair where I give her a quick little trim. I am using my shark fin swivel shears. They are the best shears I've ever used. If you guys would like them, I will put a link in my bio to buy. They are absolutely amazing. And I'm just getting the little dry ends. If you guys want more cutting tutorials, let me know and I'll film stuff like this slower and really go in depth about haircuts, but because we mostly did a color transformation for her and just a little bit of a trim, I didn't think it was necessary to keep this at normal speed. I then give Kenzie a nice blowout. I did use a little bit of Root Boost on her crown, a little bit of the Amika leave-in purple foam. I really like that stuff. It doesn't give a hold, but it's very moisturizing, and it's just enough product to kind of keep static away and keep the hair where you want it. I really like it. And then I used a little bit of the Fanola serum on her ends just to keep any flyaways away. And then to style Kenzie's hair, I am using a 1 1/4 inch Hot Tools curling iron. I spray each section with Matrix Heat Buffer first, and then I alternate direction so that the curls don't kind of all clump together. And then when I'm done with each section, I just give it a little spray of Amika hairspray. You will see me tip that Amika bottle upside down because it's almost out. That's a little pro tip. If you ever have an aerosol can of any product and it's almost out, tip it upside down and you will get all of it out. And I just curl all the way up, and I will show you guys what that looks like when I'm done. Once I get the whole head curled and I let it cool, I do one last spray of hairspray, and then I like to brush through the curls, just kind of break them up and make them a little bit softer. And here is Kenzie outside in natural light. So you can see all these beautiful highs and lows between the painting and the highlights. There's still a little bit warmth left in there, but we are working with that for the time being. That's why I formulated my toner to have a little bit of gold in it, and I think it is super duper flattering up against the dark root. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you are not already subscribed, I would love to have you. I'm definitely about to get back on the groove of more consistent uploads, and I hope to provide a lot of value to you guys. If you have any video recommendations, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you on my next one.